Year 9. Today we're starting a new topic, so you need to start a new page in your workbook and put the heading down, Algebra. So this topic will be in your next exam. It's the last topic we need to do before your exam. So let's start. Algebraic expression. You need to know what that means because it will be in some of the instructions in the questions. An algebraic expression is something which contains a letter, a pronumeral. So it could be just x. That's an algebraic expression. But it could contain other things. There might be other letters in it. It can have lots of letters, powers, roots, whatever. It can have numbers. It can have mathematical symbols. The only thing it can't have is an equal sign. If it includes an equal sign, it becomes an equation, not an expression. Okay, so we need to know these terms and lots of other terms, but I could write the list that goes forever. These are the main ones. Sum means we add, difference means we minus, product means we times, and quotient means we divide. So these are the results of adding, the result of subtracting, the result of multiplying, and the result of dividing. When you do the quotient, when we're dividing, always remember that with divisions we write them as fractions. So then we've got some other words like increase, that means you add. Decrease means you subtract. More than means we add, and less than means we subtract. So a lot of people look at more than and think it's like a greater than symbol, and less than is a less than symbol. But that really is a bit like an equal sign. And remember, I said over here, we don't have equal signs because it's not an equation. If we have a less than or a greater than sign, that would make it an inequality and not an expression. So when we're doing this work, more than means we add. So if we have 7 more than 3, we would be adding those numbers. Less than means we subtract. So if I said, what's the number 5 less than 12? You would do 12 minus 5 to work out your answer. Double or twice means times 2, and of course there's lots of others like triple, quadruple, things like that. Okay, so we're going to go through these questions here. It says in the instructions that we're writing an algebraic expression for all of these things, and we are going to write that in simplified form as well. So the first one says divide a number by 6. So if it said divide 30 by 6, we would be able to do 30 divided by 6 and get an answer of 5. But this doesn't tell you what that number is. So where it says number, we're going to use the letter N. I'm choosing N because it's the first letter of the word number. You could use any letter you like. If you want to use an X, you can. I'm just using an N for number. So if we're going to divide N by 6, we're going to write N divided by 6. Remember I said all divisions we're going to write as a fraction? So that's your answer. The next one says 11 less than a number. Remember we said that the number is going to be N. So we want 11 less than N. Now if you're getting confused with it, think of it as if there's a number there and not an N. So if we said 11 less than 20, we would do 20 take away 11. So here we want to do N take away 11. The next one says the product, we know that means times, of a number, which we're going to use N, and 7. So we're timesing N and 7. N times 7. Now I want you to simplify this down. So we put the number first, then the letter, and remember we can leave the times sign out. So that's going to equal 7n. The next one, difference means we subtract a number, which we're using as n, and 6. So we're subtracting n and 6. So we can write that as our answer, but there's nothing to stop you saying that it could be 6 minus n. So in an exam, that would be marked correct, and so would that. There will be the occasional question where they'll tell you which one is bigger. So if they said to you, we want you to find the difference between a number and 6, and we're telling you that the number is bigger than 6, then you would have to write it like this, because generally when you're doing differences, you'll do the bigger number minus the smaller number. In this case, we don't know which is bigger, so both of them would be marked correct. Okay, in E, it tells us that we're dividing, which just means we're using a fraction bar for divide. 20 by the number which we're using is n. So it's 20 divided by n, which is 20 over n. So it's different to this one here. So be careful which order things are in, otherwise you'll be wrong. So divide a number by 6, we've got n over 6. 20 divided by the number, 20 over n. The next one is decrease, which we know is subtract a number, which we know is n, by 2. So decrease n by 2 is n minus 2. The next one says 20 decreased by a number. Decreased means we're subtracting. The number is n. So 20 decreased by n is 20 minus n. So make sure you're looking at them in the correct order of how they're writing it. The next one says it's a number, which is n, multiplied by itself. A number multiplied by itself. So we've got n multiplied by itself would be n times n. And we're going to simplify that to n squared. The next one, now I haven't told you remove. We're going to use our brain for this one. So remove a number, which is n. Remove n from 30. Remove n from 30. Remove is subtracting. So we're going to subtract n from 30. So you're starting with the 30 and subtracting the n. And the last one says 5 lots of a number. So 5 lots of n. Now you did lots of when you were in primary school and learned how to multiply. So it's 5 lots of n. And then just simplify it. Put the number first, leave out the times, and write your n down. So that's just the first lot of examples. We're going to go on with more examples in the second video.